and welcome to the next episode of Build Your Own X-Wing, where we are going to look at issues 25 and 26 this time. But before I look at the actual build itself, I'm just going to do about 10 minutes just talking to you guys. How are you getting on? I hope you all are keeping safe and keeping distracted and trying to stay as healthy as you can. Unprecedented times we're living in, isn't it? It's very bizarre. So I'm just going to spend 10 minutes just talking to you, really, just telling you what I've been doing during the lockdown. I still haven't completed fully yet Final Fantasy VII Remake. I'm still going on with that.
I got it. I'm gonna teach you a lesson.
We don't have long to get clear.
Take Tifa and get out of here!
I was wrong about you.
This ain't the end of the line for you or me.
Cloud!
Come on!
Nothing specific to show you this week about that, but you know, I'm loving that game. I mean, I even purchased this t-shirt because I love it so much. And I think I'm going to do more Final Fantasy stuff on the channel, maybe in the summertime. So just keep ears and eyes open for that if you are a Final Fantasy fan. I've got some ideas about how to branch into the Final Fantasy bit. I've done a bit before with the two... with the Static Arts bust. I still haven't done Sephiroth, actually. Maybe that's a good way to start the Final Fantasy part. But yeah, keep an eye out for that, because I don't know yet what I'm going to do, but I might do something with that. Well, I'm also... oh yeah, I just want to show you this. In lockdown, one of the kids made this for me, and I framed it. It is Carnage from Spider-Man, and it is fantastic. Look at that. It's very, very nice indeed. If you don't know who Carnage is, this is Carnage.
We could leave you now. We've done our job. But we want a bonus. Dad! Ready for some father-son quality time? Between the two of us, there won't be enough left of Spider-Man to fit in a matchbox. But we'll try, won't we?
From the cartoon that got me into Spider-Man, I am watching that as well with Disney Plus. It is all on there, so that is fantastic. And I've also, with the other child, I have been teaching them how to edit and how the tricks of the camera and stuff like that, as this little clip shows.
So what have you been spending all your quarantine time doing? Well, I spent most of my time going through Disney Plus, which has been truly a godsend, considering I was looking at a lot of time set on my own this quarantine. They put all the Marvel Cinematic Universe films in a big long line, which has meant that we could start from the end and work our way through, which I've actually really been enjoying.
But there is something Star Wars related that I do want to talk to you about. I'm going into partnership in a way. It's not sponsorship, in a partnership with Falcon3dparts.com. Now, it is a website that has loads of extras for your builds. It's got extras for the Falcon, including these little figures that you can get for the cockpit and also for the gun turret, if you want a more accurate gun shooting Luke Skywalker for the gun turret of the Falcon. And it's not just DeAgostini or Eager Moss builds that it has extras for. They're all on there, just adding a little bit of extra detail, a little bit of extra something to your model. With regards to the DeAgostini X-Wing, it's got these engine replacements parts. So the parts that we're actually going to look at today are all covered up by the body of the X-Wing when they're all done. If you want the fans and the turbines and the generators to show, then the guys over at Falcon3dparts.com have created a housing with removable panels like we saw in the Falcon to see some of the inner workings of the X-Wing, so that all this build time that we're going into the interior of the X-Wing isn't gone to waste. We can show it off with these panels. But the item that they have very generously given to me as a review copy it's not here yet, so I'm not going to do the review yet, but when it's shipped out and when I get it, I will do a review about this. It is the replacement cockpit for the X-Wing. As always with these models, the lighting doesn't tend to be great. I had to do a lot of lighting work on the Falcon, if you remember. And I added obviously the extra flux capacitor and stuff for the DeLorean, and I'm going to do the same with the X-Wing. The cockpit I've seen from other countries and on Facebook groups and stuff like that isn't really up to scratch, but this one will make it up to scratch. It's gonna really bring all the lights in the cockpit to life. I won't say any more because I don't know anymore really. I want to get my hands on it and do a review about that. So that is going to come up very soon. I'm probably going to do a review of the inner workings of this cockpit before we actually get the cockpit parts in the UK. So I won't be able to show the lighting in that review till I get the lighting parts. Or if anyone has any spare X-Wing lighting parts that they want to just send in. It's only 3 LED bulbs. If you've got any spare, I don't know why you would, but if you have got any spare, let me know in the comments down below, and that way I can do kind of a proper review of this product for you, rather than doing half of it and not being able to show the light up parts. I'll work it out. It's just the very early stages. So at the start of every X-Wing video going forwards now, like I did with the Jerry Anderson store for the Thunderbird 2, you're going to see a little promo for Falcon 3D parts, because I really love the work they are doing, and I think it is well worth our time and money to support them. These third-party parts are brilliant, and you know, a lot of work has gone into their website and the stuff that they've designed. So I encourage you to click on the link below, go buy some stuff, support them, and they will continue doing this for all the future builds coming forward. Fingers crossed for the 8080 Walker or AT-AT Walker. That's what I'd like. So thank you very much, Falcon 3D Parts, for supporting this YouTube channel. I hope that some of you guys will go and support them as well. That is my last 2 weeks in a nutshell, really. So I'm going to stop there. I'm going to get started on this video properly, where we're looking at issues 25 and 26 today. And 25 is obviously more part of the wing, and it is quite a simple part of the wing. We're looking at this engine part here. So the first thing we need to do is get this internal brown part here. You see we've got a tab there and a tab there, and then 2 lugs there, and make sure we get the right way around. Push the lugs onto the correct parts there. That's hard to see, but they just push in there like that. So when it's done, you'll have this part sitting there nicely. We will have the fan of the thruster, and that part's in there nice and neat. Now we flip it around and we see we have all these holes, and for all these holes we have all these parts to add into the holes. Instead of me going slow time and describing where each one of them goes, here's a little diagram to show you if you are building along. This is where all the parts go, and it's in your magazine as well. But for you guys watching, watching and you're not building this yourself, I'm just going to speed up the footage and play some wonderful Mandalorian music, because would you rather me waffling on like I am now, or would you rather listen to some fantastic Mandalorian music? Is everyone watching that gallery series, by the way? Episode 2 is out tomorrow. If you haven't got Disney Plus, first of all, go get Disney Plus to watch The Mandalorian. Secondly, watch the gallery behind the scenes stuff, because that is brilliant. Okay, so here is the music playing, and I'll get started putting these parts on. And sorry to cut that music short, but here we have this part all done, and I've just realised that I've made an error going back here. Going back a bit, so let's hope this just comes out without breaking. It's well in there. No, okay. I forgot to add this collar part that was left over, so we need to attach the collar part into those two holes there first, like that, and then attach it so that it sits in place like that. There we go. Push that down. Right, and there's all the pipes all on. That detailing is lovely. Very simple to do as well. The holes are lined up perfectly, and it just adds so much texture to the build, to the model, I should say. Very nice indeed. So that is the end of issue 25. Moving on to issue 26. But before we look at issue 26, if you could give this video a like, that would be very, very helpful. Giving a like helps me out and helps the channel out. So thank you very much for doing that, especially in these times. So the first thing we need to do with issue 26 is get this cylinder piece here. It's got some nice detailing just there. Obviously got a lug for the peg that goes on there like that. And we just need to have it so that the textured funneled out part, like a megaphone, the fatter part of the megaphone sits inwards and the thinner part sits inwards like that, so it fits nicely there in that circle mount part. And then we need to get these two silver parts here. Let me just zoom in just a little bit so you can actually see them. These two silver parts, and you see we've got 4 holes here, each for 2 of the parts. Now the part that looks like they look a little bit like Dalek guns, so the little plunger part there needs to go away from the head. So rather than me explaining it, let me just show you. Show don't tell. So the little plunger part sits that way and that part sits that way. I'll just do the same on the other side. There we go. They sit in there very nicely like that. Okay, now it's time to make the fan of this generator, and the first 2 parts we will need for the fan is this brown part here to start with, which is very nice, and also this cone piece here. Now you see there's a little notch cut out of this circle rim. There's a little notch there, you can see, and they all line up. He says, there we go. Little click, really push that in. Mine looks slightly off center. But it does go over like that. There we go. Here we go. That's all lined up there. With a cone for the blade of the generator. And speaking of the blade, we then need this bit. And this bit just sits into these 2 holes here, like so. Push that in. There we go. Ooh. Yeah, that is in, I think. Get in there. Oh no. Oh no. It is in. I pushed it too hard and one of the blades has come off, so I'm going to have to attach that with glue. The other 2 blades are attached with little holes here like this, so I've got one going in there. Oh, it's a tight fit. Do you reckon they're hole specific? I don't. Now it is very hot when I'm filming this. It's Saturday. It's probably the hottest day of the year so far. And my hands are sweaty. There we go. So I'm having trouble getting purchase on these pieces today. It's very warm in this room. I have to have the windows shut to keep the sound out, and it is stifling. I need a better air conditioned room to do this. I'm struggling here. Now I'm really struggling there. No, I'm just going to keep doing it. I'm going to do this off camera. Be right back. I don't seem to remember having this problem with the last few blades, but I'm going to leave the blades for now for sake of time, and I will attach them on before the next video is done. The final piece that we're looking at today then is very similar to the first piece we had. I'm not going to forget to put the collar on this time. So just put another collar on this piece here. like so. And then this part is meant to clip into that hole there with the blades facing outwards and the turbine facing in. So it will go in like, actually, I will put it in just to show you. Actually, just before I put that in, it's not just a regular hole, it's got a little notch as well to really hold it in place. So it should, I'm just going to push it in there lightly. It should sit in there like that with the blades showing there. But of course I need to put these fiddly little blades on it before I finish it. And then of course in time this will sit on there when we get the next housing part of this turbine to go over the top. But that is going to come in a future issue, and we will be looking at that in 2 weeks time when I've attached these blades as well. And that is it for today. So I hope that you have enjoyed this video. I hope you're all keeping safe and keeping distracted. We are getting an announcement tonight in the UK about any lockdown liftings. I don't think there'll be any at all, but we'll see. So I hope you're all keeping safe in these weird times. I hope these videos help a little bit. I'll see you in 2 weeks time for the next video. So until then guys, take care. Bye bye.